What's up, everybody? This is Rob Stallone from StalloneSports.com, coming to you for my first college basketball video of the year. Been wanting to do more of these, been tight for time, but here I am. I'm going to be doing definitely videos every Saturday from now on to the national championship game. I'm going to try to get one or two done during the week too, probably Wednesdays, Tuesdays as well. Trying to get more content out there and reach some more viewers. So here we go. Wednesday, January 25th, our best bet of the day, a 2-unit wager. For those who don't know me, I work on a 1, 1.5, and 2-unit scale. I've only had one 2-unit best bet this entire year. It was a winner on North Carolina against Wisconsin earlier in the year. And today I come at you with my second. I love this play today. I'm getting the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets plus 10 at home to the Florida State Seminoles. And plain and simple, this is just a bad spot for Florida State. I like Florida State. I've been on them multiple times at home, especially at home. But this is just too good of a spot for Georgia Tech here. The Seminoles are coming off a 6-game gauntlet that was one of the most ridiculous 6-game stretches you will ever see in a college basketball season. Here is their games that they had to play. At Virginia, home to Virginia Tech. Home to Duke, at North Carolina, home to Notre Dame, home to Louisville. That is just a deadly stretch in what is a tremendous ACC conference this year. And I think this is the exhale spot. This is the letdown spot for Florida State. The midweek game going to Georgia Tech, and this line opened about 8.5, which I was ready to get on Georgia Tech at 8.5, and then knee-jerk reaction from the markets bet it up to 10. That's when I got involved with the big play. There's so much value with this number tonight. Georgia Tech has played 3 home games in the ACC this year. They had a 15-point loss to Louisville. Then they had an 8-point win against Clemson and an 8-point win against North Carolina. They have excelled in this role this year as a big dog. They've covered 4 straight as dogs, and 6 of their 8 ACC games they've covered, all as dogs. I know Georgia Tech struggles to score at times, but where I think their advantage is, not only is this a flat spot for Florida State, Georgia Tech makes you play a muddy half-court grind-em-out game, which is Florida State's kryptonite. They do not want to play in the half-court. They want to run and gun. And when teams have tried running and gunning with them, Florida State has put them away. Their athleticism, their depth is just too much for teams. But Josh Pastner and Georgia Tech has muddied up a lot of these games, allowing them to stay within these big numbers. And I think this is disrespectful from the markets here. I don't think people are really coming to grasp with what a poor spot this is for Florida State. And let's keep in mind, Florida State has had 2 true road games this year. That's it. They had a 13-point loss at North Carolina in a game that I will admit was closer than the final score shows. And they had a 2-point win at Virginia. Thoroughly impressed. But I don't get why they're laying 10 here. The spot, the situation, the style Georgia Tech plays. I like Georgia Tech here. Plus 10. I got minus 105. You can even, there's some 10.5s out there. I think there will be money that buys back on Georgia Tech later in the day. If you get a plus 10, lock it in right now. That's my 2-unit best bet of the day. And I got a sprinkle on the money line, which I tend to do with college basketball dogs. I always take a sprinkle on the money line. I'm getting about plus 450. I got plus 462, I think, at Pinnacle. If you can get plus 450, that's worthy of a small wager in itself. But the plus 10 is where the value is here tonight. With the situation, the spot, I would have made this number minus 7. Florida State minus 6.5. I think it's just a wonderful spot here for Georgia Tech. I think they could win this game. Would not shock me in the least. This is the time of the year in college basketball where big dogs win games outright. Looks like one of those spots to me. Love Georgia Tech here. Just quickly, a couple bets I didn't get to the window with for full bets. Just small quarter-unit, half-unit plays that I laid down. LaSalle Explorers minus 8.5 hosting Penn. This team can fill it up on the offensive end. They're really good offensively. Coming off a horrendous loss against VCU, I was on them in that game. They couldn't shoot worth a lick. I think this is a good bounce back spot against Penn. Anything under minus 10, I would have a small bet on. Illinois State minus 13 here. hosting Indiana State, who is really struggling in conference play. And let me tell you something, Illinois State is a very, very good team, dangerous team. I think they're going to win the Missouri Valley. I think they're better than Wichita State. Their defense is tremendous. I would look to lay the points here. I'm not a huge fan of betting big favorites, but minus 13 is the only way I could look here with the Redbirds. Texas A&M and Ole Miss. I like this game under. I'm seeing 139s. I wish I was getting a bit more, but I don't see either team hitting 70 points here. A&M is horrendous. I mean, they got one of the most fraudulent wins you'll ever see in your life against Georgia last weekend. Was on Georgia plus the points, cashed that ticket easily. They dominated the entire game. A&M cannot score. Outside of DJ Hogue, they have nobody that can shoot the basketball. And Ole Miss, too, they're a mess. I mean, this game should be an ugly grinder. I wish I had more faith in Ole Miss. I would take them here plus the point-ish pick-em range, but I just don't trust them to get buckets here. I would lean under 139. I took a little sprinkle on that. If you can find anything better than that, I would bet that as well, under 140, 139. Seton Hall Pirates, +2 at home to Butler. But look, Butler is just not a good road team. They have pulled some magic tricks to escape with some wins on here on the road. They've been in a lot of tight games. The only thing that stopped me from really making this a full bet was Seton Hall's free throw percentage. It's horrendous. They're shooting about 60% as a team from the line. But I think they're the tougher team. And I like them at home. I think they can win this game. I just couldn't really get there with their free throw percentage. That's such a huge deal, especially in today's college basketball with how many fouls are called in a tight game. If you're shooting 60% as a team, I can't get on you in this price point range. And then a couple first half bets I was looking at. I'm looking at Florida Gators -6, 6.5 at LSU. Florida should be ready to go here after blowing that game against Vandy. They should be pissed off here and should jump on LSU early. LSU defensively is an embarrassment to college basketball. They're a horrendous team. Even in this poor SEC division conference this year, they are just awful. I could only look to Florida here. Don't want to lay the big number, but if I had to bet this game, I would definitely bet Florida. But I liked them in the first half even more, -6. And then look at the Providence Friars here in the first half, -4, 3.5. You can get -4 plus money at Pinnacle right now. I tried to fade Providence earlier in this year, and I did a couple times with mixed results, but I think they're starting to turn a corner here. Defensively, they've really picked it up, and they can really shoot the three. St. John's comes to town tonight. They're a horrid road team, and they start off games very, very slowly. They're a young team. I would lean to Providence here in the first half. I think they can jump on them early. And yeah, so those are small wagers, very small I had, but my best bet tonight, Georgia Tech plus the 10, sprinkle on the money line. This could be a shocker to most, wouldn't be a shocker to me. I look for spots, and this looks like a damn good one here for the Yellow Jackets to muddy up this game and stay within this number, have a chance to win outright. All right, that's it for today, Wednesday, January 25th, College Basketball Breakdown. Catch me Saturday for the Big 12 SEC Challenge, I believe is this Saturday. I'll have a video up early in the afternoon, before noon, breaking down some games, and you can catch me there. As always, check out my Twitter, @StalloneSports, and my website, StalloneSports.com. It's a work in progress. I'm trying to add more content slowly, but the picks are there, the write-up is there, the analysis is there every day. Come check it out. Give me a follow on Twitter, and I'll see you guys Saturday.